In my previous video, I discussed time value of money, which means value of money is different at different points of time. So there are two techniques to adjust for time value of money. One is the future value or compounding technique. Second, present value, also known as discounting technique. In this video, I am going to discuss future value. So before I directly jump to the formulas on how to calculate future value, let's consider one example. So Mr. A places 1000 rupees as deposit in the bank for 1 year. The bank pays 10% per annum interest compounded annually. Compounded annually means bank pays interest once in a year, usually at the end of the year. So, Mr. A placed deposit at the time of zero of rupees 1000 in the bank, which is paying 10% on the deposit. So, after a year, how much Mr. A will receive? This amount is the future value of the current deposit of rupees 1000. Now it's very simple to calculate 1000 after a year. 1000 Mr. A will get as his principal amount, plus he will also earn interest on 1000, 10%. The total amount Mr. A will receive at the end of the year is 1100. So we can say that 1100 is the future value of 1000 if the rate of interest is 10%. And we also have a formula to calculate future value. So future value is calculated as future value equals to present value. Present value is the initial cash flow 1 plus r to power n. N is the number of year. Future value of the initial cash flow FV. PV is initial cash flow. R is annual rate of interest and n is the number of years. Let's put all the values which we just discussed in the formula. Mr. A deposited 1000, which is a present value, and the rate of interest is 10%. You can write like this 1.0, and for 1 year. If we just solve this, 1000, 1.1 for 1 year, future value comes out to be 1100, which is the same we just calculated. Now consider this question. If you deposit rupees 55,650 in a bank which is paying a 12% rate of interest on a 10-year time deposit, how much would the deposit grow at the end of 10 years? So we must be very clear, we have to calculate future value in this question. So if we deposit 55,650, this is the present value, which is the initial cash flow. We are depositing 55,650 and we want to know how much we will receive after 10 years if the rate of interest is 12%. So future value we can calculate with this formula 1 plus r to power n. We have to calculate future value. In this case, present value, which is the initial cash flow, is 55,650 and the rate of interest is 12% per annum. N is the number of years for the deposit, 10 years. Okay, let's put all the numbers into the formula. 55,650 1 plus 12%, I can write like this, power 10. So if we just solve this, 55,650, 1.12, 10. We have to solve for this. 1.12 raised to power 10. You can use the calculator to solve this. I just have solved. So value comes out to be 3.105848. So future value is 1,72,840.5. So what is the interpretation? Interpretation that we draw, that if we deposit rupees 55,650 in a bank for 10 years and the rate of interest is 12%, future value would be 1,72,840.45 rupees.